I believe that the Biden administration is now using this information about a COVID booster shot come September and October, saying that the Delta variant is so bad that the 2 shots you've already had will not be enough to protect you. So they got to get a third joint, got to get a third jab. All right. And they held a news press conference this morning, and they got people showing needles going into people's arms and all that. By the way, let me say something to you. I'm not against getting this shot, vaccine. Say, man is anti-vaccine. No, I'm not. Stop lying on me. Who told you that? No, I'm not against getting the shot. You want to get the vaccine? Man, go ahead, man. I can get the vaccine. I'm not against it. They say it's got all these things, magnetizes you, sterilizes you, and all that kind of stuff. If that's the case, I know a whole lot of people I want to recommend. I want to administer it to myself if it does all of that. I don't know that it does. I don't necessarily believe that it does. So I'm not against vaccines, right? I'm not against getting the shot. If you want to get the shot, go ahead and get it, man. Go ahead and get it. Don't say I told you not to get it. Do it if you want to do it. But what I am for, wearing a mask. I made the determination I'm going to wear a mask for the rest of my life, and that's another 930 years. That's right. I like wearing a mask. Plus, you can always stick up something. Yeah. No, I like wearing a mask because I think masks are cool, right? I think when you got on a mask, that means you look cool. Especially you got a nice looking mask. Sometimes I wear these little cheap masks that are made out of cotton, But there's something about a black mask make you look cool, right? And then everybody gonna know who you are. So I was driving my car the other day, right? And so I cut a woman off. I did actually cut her off because I wanted to make a left turn. She was already in the lane, but I was in the lane where you got to go. So I cut her. I went right past her, right, to cut her off. She got mad, and I could see her in my rearview window. She was cussing me out, right? So I made a left turn onto I think it was First Avenue. So when we go up one block, you have to stop again. So she pulls right up beside me in the car and looks at me and give me that angry look for cutting off. Right? So I'm humble or everything. So I said, okay, I know I cut her off. But I could, if I hadn't cut off, I had to go way around Coon's barn to get back up there. I was late. I needed to do that. So I cut off, right? Now, don't you go out and cut people off. Anyway, so she rolled the window down. She says, take off your mask. I think she was hitting on me. I do. She wouldn't know what I looked like. She forgot about it. I cut off. Because once we started talking, she wanted to say, well, now, But looking at her, I want to tell her, honey, put your mask on. Anyway, so no, but I'm for masks. I think I'm going to wear masks for a long time. From now on, because I haven't had a cold, and I like that. You know what I've been thinking about? I'll tell you if you don't want it, if you want to know. I've been thinking that listen, if I didn't get a cold, if you wear a mask, and that means you don't, other people's breath and germs and whatever it is that they got in their body, the mask stops it from you from sucking it in up your nose and in your mouth, right? That sounds like a good idea to me. Because some people, I don't want to be breathing in what they be blowing out their nose and out their mouth. They standing there talking to you real close, and you got to breathe in. What's the halitosis? That's bad breath. Halitosis. Didn't know I know that word, did you? Aha! I got you. Halitosis. So I'm gonna wear a mask from now. I encourage a lot of people. Hey, wear no mask. Yeah, this is a baby diaper or something like that. Diapers, face diapers, they call it. Don't wear one, sweetheart, a brother man. If that's where you feel about it, you don't have to put on a mask. But I believe this. I believe that the Biden administration is so jammed up on this Afghanistan thing. That stuff. That's a boy. That boy. There's not been a president in America that's made a bigger blunder, military blunder. I mean, JFK. That boy, that rich boy, John Kennedy, that rich boy from up beyond in New England. His daddy was a bootlegger. That rich boy, John Kennedy. He had the Bay of Pigs fiasco down there in Cuba. That's bad enough. Then you had that other boy, that movie star boy, that one from out there in California, that Ronald Reagan boy, that movie star, right? He had a Iran Contra where he was selling arms to Iran, and he got caught, and he confessed partially. But this is the biggest thing I've seen. Yeah, that other Bush boy, he sent us into both Iraq and to Afghanistan. He never confessed anything. Kill all them people. I don't know how that George Bush boy, sleep at night down there in Texas, you know. All them people died because he decided he wanted to go in Afghanistan. Saddam Hussein, he talk a lot. Saddam Hussein was a master at selling wolf tickets, but he won't go do nothing. And they say they caught Osama bin Laden. You believe that? I don't believe that. Obama talking about they caught and killed Osama bin Laden. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But Bush killed Saddam Hussein. God killed him. And so I think what they're doing now is that what Biden is trying to do is trying to get the news media to stop covering Afghanistan when the people running around behind that plane, trying to jump on that plane and falling from that plane and, you know, trying to get on that plane. I think that what Biden is trying to do, the people, you see the people, all them people running with that plane, they're trying to take off with the plane. I mean, they were all, I think that, you know, that Biden's trying to stop those news things from being seen. And that's why he's having this conference on COVID-19 and saying old people going to die. When they said old people going to die, but old people need to have a shot. I want to ask you to come up close for just 1 second. And I want to talk to 3-year and older veterans of the Trust in the Lord Hour, the Open Rewards Prayer Meeting, the Manna Report, and the Pulpit of Power, those 4 ministries that we do every week, producing at least 20 different ministries or sermons every week. If you are a 3-year or older veteran, by old I mean 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 12 years, older veteran of any of these ministries that we do on a daily basis every week, and you are not a supporter, you've not joined with the ministry to give to pledge your support and your alignment with what we've been teaching. My question is why? You've had 3 years to observe us. You've had 3 years to listen to us on a daily basis, all weekend, all day long, any hour of the day. We're broadcasting. You've had 3 years to watch our various successes. You've 3 years to watch our ups and downs. You've had 3 years to listen to the tenor or the consistency of what we have said, whether we are consistent or whether we're all over the chart and what we do and what we believe. You've had 3 years to watch people around us who have made the commitment to join with our ministry and church and to financially support it. And by the way, I want to give another shout out to Brother Jesse Munoz out there in San Bernardino, along with Goldfinger, who is just extraordinary giver, and others that do extraordinary giving to our ministry. My question is to you, if you are a 3-year veteran or older, why haven't you joined? Why haven't you committed? And I suppose some of the reasons would say, well, Pastor Man, I belong to another church. And why? How could you, after 3 years of hearing me teach about the Sabbath, about righteousness, about the tribulation, and listen to me faithfully as you do, and still go sit up in another pastor's face? How could you be? It's like a woman sleeping with 2 men. You know, one she likes during the week and the other she likes on the weekend. It's hypocritical. How could you do that? I mean, let's say you started 3 months ago. I can understand why it may take you some time to evaluate, may take you some time to look at me, to discover, you know, who I am. You say, well, Pastor, that's not that I don't belong to another church or ministry. I'm with you. But there's some things you say I like, and there's some things you say I don't like. Why? Why is it that you've made a decision that there's some things that you don't like are stronger than the things that you do like? I am not a psychiatrist, but I am an analyst. And I have to tell you, I analyze the world, understanding. The understanding and wisdom tells me this, that if there are things that a person such as myself that I am saying, there is no room to disagree with what I am saying unless your purpose is to find something to disagree with. Let's say, for instance, you say, well, I like the fact that you talk about Obama, but I don't like the fact that you talk about Trump. Let's say, for instance, you're one of those, right? Well, the purpose, it isn't that you just like what I say about Obama, but don't like what I say about Trump. What it is that you are looking for a reason to support Trump. It isn't that you don't like it. It's just that you don't like the fact that I'm saying something about him. It isn't that what I'm saying is wrong. Let me put it that way. It isn't what I'm saying is wrong or indifferent. You know it's right. But you've lived your life, or you've come up, or you've been raised with a doctrine that you can really live in a false reality. That's where you are. You've been raised in a doctrine that you can live in a false reality. That is to say, you can like the truth about Obama, but you don't like the truth about Trump. And it's the same truth. It's the same truth. There's no difference. But because you have been indoctrinated to live in a false reality, you are really a person who needs psychological debriefing. But trust me, there are zillions of people around the world who live that way. There are people who know what I'm saying about Trump or Obama is right. They know it, but they choose to ignore it based on the fact that they find a reality that isn't true, and they've settled in there. Say, well, that's one of the reasons why I've not made a commitment, because, I don't like the fact, I wish you would support what I support. But the truth of the matter is, then why do you come? You've given 3 years or more of your life to listen to me? 3 years of your life to listen to me? And you're not tired of listening to me yet? And you've given 3 years of your life, and over the past 3 years, your life has been greatly upgraded. You've learned, you've been educated, you've been enlightened. And let me say this to you. If you make the commitment, say, well, Pastor, I'm joining with you, and I'm going to support, I'm going to do the tithe and offering, I'm going to do the first fruit, I'm going to keep the Sabbath, your life is going to soar. Now listen to me very carefully. Now I'm not going to leave you alone after this. Listen to me very carefully. You come as often as you come over the past 3 years because you're being helped. You're being educated. You're being enlightened, right? Right. But the thing that you like, whether you say, well, I like what you say about Obama, but I don't like what you say about Trump. You do the same thing with the Word of God, such as you like the things I say, the teachings that I say, the way I explain the Bible, the way I break it all down and make it clear. But when it comes to things like money or tithing and offering or the Sabbath, well, that is also true, but because of your false reality, because you really need a psychological debriefing, because of your false reality, you choose not to believe the tithe or the first fruit or the Sabbath. Now, it isn't that it isn't true. It's just true with all the other things I've said. But you live in a false reality where you try to ignore the truth about the tithe, and so you don't do it. But everything else I say is good to go. Everything I ever say is good to go, good enough to share with your friends. It makes you laugh. It educates you. It enlightens you. But the tithe, well, and the full commitment to the ministry, well, the first fruit offerings, well, the Sabbath, that's all true as well. But you have chosen, and you've been raised and indoctrinated to have a dual reality, which is dangerous. Jesus said this, and I'll leave you. He said, I would rather you be either hot or cold, but not lukewarm. You're lukewarm. You have a dual reality. He said, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out of my mouth. I would rather you be completely stomped down against Pastor Manny, trying to take him down. Be fully against him. Be against him with all of your strength. Or be fully for him with all of your strength. But don't be in the middle, somewhere lukewarm. You're better than to be spit out of the mouth of Jesus if you're lukewarm. So what's it going to be? You're going to make the commitment and grow and be even better blessed, or you're going to continue to walk in the lukewarm spit of the mouth of the Savior. I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant.